Have you ever felt it? That quiet tension between you and someone? No words spoken, yet something deep lingers in the air. A look that lasts a little too long. A silence that says more than 1,000 sentences. It's as if their heart is reaching out, but their mind keeps holding it back. What if those little moments weren't accidents, but clues? Sometimes someone cares more than they admit. They wear a calm face, but tiny cracks in their behavior reveal what's really going on inside. You might think they're just being friendly, distant, or confused, but psychology says otherwise. In this video, you'll discover 8 tiny yet powerful signs that show when someone is quietly fighting their feelings for you. You'll learn how their body language, tone, and choices expose the emotions they're trying to hide, and why people conceal affection even when they feel it deeply. Stay with me until the end, because the last few signs are the most surprising and the hardest to notice. Welcome to Psychology Zone, where we explore the hidden layers of the human heart. Subscribe now and step into a world where emotions speak louder than words. Now let's begin. Sign 1. Subtle physical tension. Before we dive into the deeper signs, let's talk about something most people overlook: the body's quiet reaction. Have you ever noticed how someone suddenly seems different when you walk into the room? They sit straighter, their hands freeze mid-gesture. Their voice sounds a little tighter than usual. It's not shyness, it's not discomfort. It's the body betraying what the heart is trying to hide. When someone feels something for you but doesn't want to show it, their body enters a state of mixed signals. Their mind says, stay calm, but their nervous system whispers, you're close to what you want. That's why you'll see small hesitations, the way they fidget with their fingers, fix their clothes, or clear their throat before speaking. Their movements become slightly unnatural, almost rehearsed. They pause before finishing a sentence, searching for the right tone, afraid to sound too eager. Even when they're smiling, their shoulders might stay tense, as if they're holding their breath emotionally. Psychologists call this a physiological conflict, when emotion and self-control collide. The person isn't anxious about you. They're anxious about themselves, about being seen. It's a reflex that happens when affection meets fear of exposure. You might also notice their laughter comes a bit late, or their gestures feel restrained. It's as if they want to relax, but their body won't let them. In truth, this physical stiffness is not distance. It's the silent proof of closeness they're trying to hide. Sign 2. Eye contact that retreats. Before we move further, let's talk about something that often says more than words ever could: the eyes. Have you ever caught someone staring at you, only for them to look away the very next second? It's not a coincidence, and it's rarely just politeness. That fleeting connection, that instant spark, reveals a silent battle inside them. Their eyes meet yours, and for a split second, the truth slips out. But then awareness kicks in. They realize they've been seen, and their gaze retreats like a wave pulling back to the sea. This tiny reaction shows both attraction and fear, 2 emotions fighting for control. They might pretend to check their phone, glance at someone else, or act busy, but you can sense it. That pause before they turn away. It's the mind's way of saying, don't let them notice how much you care. Psychologically, this is called avoidant gaze behavior, a response triggered when someone's emotional intensity rises beyond comfort. Their body wants connection, their mind fears exposure, and in that silent second between a look and a retreat, you see the truth they're not ready to say out loud. Sign 3. Inconsistent availability. Before we look deeper into hidden emotions, let's talk about one of the most confusing signs. When someone is here one day and gone the next. Have you ever known someone who seems warm, attentive, and full of energy around you, and then suddenly turns cold, distant, or distracted? It feels like a light switch, on and off, without warning. One day they text first, ask about your day, and make you feel seen. Then out of nowhere, they disappear into silence as if you never existed. This inconsistency isn't always carelessness. Sometimes it's emotional conflict. They're drawn to you, but afraid of what that means. When they pull close, feelings rise. When they pull away, control returns. It's their way of managing what they don't yet understand. Psychologically, this push and pull often appears when affection meets fear. Fear of rejection, of vulnerability, or of changing the relationship forever. So they balance between presence and absence, wanting connection but craving safety. And every time they retreat, it's not disinterest, it's hesitation wearing the mask of distance. Sign 4. Quiet but frequent presence. Before we explore deeper emotions, let's notice something subtle. How often they just happen to be around. Have you ever wondered why you keep running into the same person, even when it doesn't seem planned? You see them at the cafe you like, at mutual gatherings, or passing by when you least expect it. It almost feels accidental, but maybe it isn't. When someone is fighting their feelings, they often seek proximity instead of confession. They don't need to speak. Their presence becomes the message. They'll offer help with small things, join your group activities, or linger just long enough to be noticed. It's not coincidence. It's comfort disguised as chance. They crave being close but fear making it obvious. So they settle for presence, near enough to feel connected, distant enough to stay safe. Every quiet appearance becomes a silent attempt to belong to your world, without saying a single word. Sign 5. Detail-driven interest. Before we go further, think about this. Have you ever met someone who remembers the smallest things about you? Something you said weeks ago, a story you almost forgot, or the way you like your coffee. They bring it up naturally, as if it was important enough to stay in their mind all along. That isn't coincidence, that's emotional focus. When someone is fighting their feelings, their attention sharpens around you. They might not express affection directly, but their memory does it for them. They'll notice changes in your tone, in your mood, even in how you text. It's as if their subconscious keeps track of you, even when they pretend not to care. Psychologists call this selective attention, when emotions quietly decide what the mind chooses to remember. It's not obsession, it's quiet admiration wrapped in control. They see the details others miss, because to them, you're not just another person. Every small thing you share becomes a piece of a puzzle they can't stop studying. A puzzle they're too afraid to admit they're already solving. Sign 6. Subtle discomfort around others you like. Before we uncover the deeper signs, let's look at one that often hides in plain sight. The quiet change in their energy. When you mention someone else, have you ever noticed how their expression shifts the moment you talk? About a person you find interesting, maybe their smile fades just a little, or their tone loses its warmth. They might laugh it off or change the topic completely, pretending it's nothing. But beneath that calm mask, something stirs, a mix of unease and comparison. They start to measure the name you mentioned, wondering if that person has something they don't. It's not anger or jealousy in its loud form. It's the softer kind, the kind that hides behind silence. They'll act casual, but you can feel it. The pause before they reply, the shorter answers, the sudden distraction. Their mind races between curiosity and defense, trying not to reveal what they feel. Psychologists describe this as emotional displacement, when affection turns into subtle discomfort instead of open reaction. It's the heart's quiet protest, not loud enough to confront, but strong enough to notice. And in those small, fleeting moments of tension, you see the truth they're still trying to deny. Sign 7. Unspoken support. Before we explore the final layers of hidden emotion, let's talk about a sign that speaks through actions, not words, the quiet way they care for you. Have you ever noticed someone who always seems to be there when things go wrong, yet never makes it a big deal? They don't brag about helping, they just do it. They show up when you need support, defend you in small moments, or step in before you even ask. This isn't random kindness, it's affection wrapped in silence. When someone fights their feelings, they often express them through reliability instead of confession. They might fix small problems for you, cover for your mistakes, or check on you after a hard day, but they'll never say why. It's their way of staying close without crossing the line. Their heart wants to protect you, even if their words stay neutral. Psychologists call this emotional substitution, when love takes the form of service instead of speech. It's how they love safely, without risking rejection. And every quiet favor, every small act of loyalty, becomes their secret language, the one that says "I care," even when they never say it out loud. Sign 8. Emotional withdrawal when things deepen. Before diving into the final layer of this emotional puzzle, let's look at what happens when feelings grow too strong to hide. Have you ever noticed someone who suddenly changes the subject the moment things get personal? They're warm and open one second, and the next, they turn distant, almost unreachable. It's confusing, right? Because just when you feel a connection forming, they quietly step back. This isn't about disinterest, it's about defense. When someone fights their emotions, depth feels dangerous. They fear that revealing too much will expose what they're trying to contain. So, instead of staying in that vulnerable space, they retreat into silence or distraction. They might joke to deflect, check their phone, or disappear for a few days. Their heart wants closeness, but their mind whispers, "Don't lose control." This back and forth is a classic emotional conflict, the tension between desire and self-protection. It's how they guard themselves from a love they already feel, but aren't ready to face. People hold back their feelings for many reasons: fear of rejection, wrong timing, or the pain of what love once cost them. Sometimes it's not that they don't care, it's that caring feels too heavy to admit. A single sign might not mean much on its own, but when you start to see several together, it paints a clearer picture. It's not just about what they say or do, it's about what they can't say and what their silence is trying to hide. So when you notice these signs, don't rush to label them. Instead, pause and look a little deeper. You're not just observing behavior. You're witnessing an inner struggle between emotion and fear. And sometimes, the quietest battles are the ones that reveal the truest feelings. If this video opened your eyes, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Psychology Zone, for more deep and meaningful psychology insights every day.